long to corrupt you. When you first come in Hollywood, you're fresh from the outside. You've still got mud on your shoes. You know what I mean? People are intrigued by your unique approach at first. But here's the twisted part. They're also exploiting you from day one. Mel characterized it like this. They're massaging you, making you feel special, licking you all over like you're the next great thing. Sounds wonderful at first, right? But it doesn't take long until the industry's poisonous attitudes simply crash down on you like a torrent. And no matter how strong your views are, no matter how determined you are to remain true to yourself, this place will transform you. It'll detour you off your path. That's exactly how it works. Now, here's where it gets weird. When Mel initially moved to Hollywood in his mid-20s, he had these odd, paranoid notions about what was going on. There was a lot of things going that he couldn't grasp, and nobody tried to explain what was actually happening behind the scenes. So he began creating thoughts about the community that appeared too weird to be real. He likened it to one of those weird towns in horror movies, you know, when a stranger stumbles in, walks into the bar, and everyone just shuts talking and looks at him. And then someone cautions you, don't go to the house on the hill. That type of atmosphere. At first Mel thought, surely that couldn't be real. I must just be paranoid and imagining things. But then, and this is the terrifying part, he found out later that he was absolutely correct. Some of his darkest worries about Hollywood were really genuine. Let it settle in for a second. Mel once said something that really struck with me.
I had a gut full of the whole industry. I mean, it's a very strange place, Hollywood. But it's an odd place. And you imagine all these horror stories there that you think, boy, it seems as if I'm being sacrificed over here. No, that couldn't be true. And then you realize that it is true. And you have to, I just left for a while and took a couple of years off, bought a place down in Australia and started digging holes and putting up fences and birthing cattle and all this kind of stuff. And it was fun, you know, it was fun. It was great, and it was a good breather, you know.
Yeah, and then of course the comeback, what a comeback, Lethal Weapon. It wasn't bad, was it?
That was all right.
And so to hear people say things that are just crazy, like I'm a part of a cabal and there's a whole conspiracy, which that stuff.
Hollywood is a very strange, odd place. You start imagining these horror stories and thinking, it seems like I'm being sacrificed over here. That couldn't be true, right? And then you realize it is true. That's when he decided he had to get away. He really left Hollywood for a period, took a couple of years off entirely, got himself a house in Australia, began digging trenches, putting up fences, assisting cattle give birth, just basic farm chores. It was his method of escaping the turmoil and coming back to reality. Alright, now let's speak about these Epstein files that just came out, because they're relevant to everything we're addressing. First up, Bill Clinton. The new files demonstrate his close links to Epstein in ways we hadn't seen before. There are fresh images showing Clinton in a swimming pool and hot tub with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, simply hanging around and being mates. And get this, victim evidence in the files indicates that Epstein allegedly commented, "Clinton likes them young," referring to girls. That's a straight quotation from the docs. The archives also reveal that Clinton welcomed Epstein to the White House many times. He traveled on Epstein's private plane considerably more than anybody previously acknowledged. This directly contradicts what Clinton's crew has been stating for years about how he hardly knew the man. The proof is right there in black and white. But it's not just politicians. There are other unreleased images with major celebrities like Michael Jackson, Mick Jagger, Diana Ross, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, and Richard Branson, all of them captured at Epstein's houses or gatherings. Now, most of these celebrities aren't accused of any crimes in the files, but their existence tells you just how far Epstein had permeated the Hollywood and music elite. He had ties everywhere. And here's something extremely sketchy. The Department of Justice actually erased several files immediately after submitting them. Critics are arguing the data are highly redacted to protect influential persons. Some pages are fully blacked out. So the question everyone's asking is, what are they hiding? Who are they protecting? Now we're getting to the core of Mel Gibson's warning. And honestly, this part is challenging to speak about, but it's